not only do we have hot temperatures, but we have very high humidity. And if you're not used to it, it can really wear on you. I've had some friends and relatives from other places swear they wouldn't come back to Mississippi because of it. Couldn't hardly breathe. But I'm accustomed to it. I was talking the other night about some of the puzzling things about the Patterson film and also just Bigfoot in general. You hear some things over the years if you've been around this business or pursuit long enough. Things come across your desk. And I was out west with some Japanese gentlemen back in 2015. Excuse me. Back in 2015, they were shooting a documentary for Japanese television. And we went to a burger place. It was Burger Place at the time. And they wanted to try the Bigfoot burger, as part of their program. And this little bitty guy, now he couldn't speak any English, but he ends up eating about 3 of those burgers. That's giant, enormous Bigfoot 1-pound burger. It's even bigger than the longer burger. Let's see here. There he is right there. You see these other people are over there watching us. He's got his camera set up and he's going to eat that hamburger. There he goes. He can't believe he's eating the whole thing. Well, that's not the point anyway. When we got back out to our car that night, this was on the windshield. And pay careful attention to it. Hold on. It's written, there was a gentleman sitting across the table, a couple of tables away, and he was steadily, matter of fact, he asked the waitress for an ink pen, and he started writing, drawing rather feverishly. And when he got through, he didn't say anything to us. He just went out the door. And when we went to get in our car, this was on under these the windshield wiper blades. And it kind of highlights what I was referring to about people the belief in that Bigfoot is an actual part of the forest and stickmen. And I saw a documentary on some of the South American beliefs. Excuse me. I'm still not quite over what I had, but the belief was that stickmen were not men living in the sticks. They were men who were part stick.
That's right, they come out of the trees.
That they actually were a part of the forest, or they had elements of plants,
or they came out of the trees. They come out of the trees.
The plant life in them.
Oh, you say it.
And this right here seems to highlight that very thing. And you see how it shows the Bigfoot here. And then the Bigfoot actually enters into the tree. He does not come out the other side. And it says in Russian, it says, "I am here." That's what this means. I got Igor Burtsev to translate that for me. And this symbol was on the back of the napkin. And it essentially says the same thing. I am here. And that person was trying.
That symbol means I am here, huh? Well, as I've been telling people all along, including MK, and anybody who listen, that's exactly what they are. They are spirits that live in the trees. And once in a while, we get the chance to see them outside of the tree. And most time when we do film them or see them, it's only part of them, and that's a whole entity, because they live in the trees.
Trying to tell us that the person who spoke Russian seems a little bit, I don't know, it's just otherworldly. But it reminded me when I heard the documentary about the stick men and the belief that they were a part of the forest or had some elements of plant in their makeup, in their actual physical, biological makeup.
Of course, because
the stick men. It reminded me of this, and it reminded me of another report that came across my desk a few years ago, where at an Army training facility in the Pacific Northwest, some people that were guards, soldiers, shot and killed a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch in entering the perimeter of this base. And they took it away to a lab. And some of the reports that leaked out amongst the soldiers were, and as often happens if something's outstanding and gets discovered in a lab, that they discovered that the what do you call it, the chemical protein or whatever it is, it's called chlorophyll, that plants use to metabolize sugar or to create sugar as fuel, as food, was part of the makeup, the blood of that individual. Now, Fort Lewis had just come across my desk more than one time about various different things. One is that they produced a survival map that they gave people when they dropped them off. They had to survive for 2 weeks, and it showed all the animals that lived in the woods, and one of them was a Sasquatch. By the U.S. military drew this map, made this map. So it it's not that I believe or disbelieve anything. It's that when I begin to get more than one thing that appears to be connecting, like the Fort Lewis thing, you know, when I saw the documentary on stickmen, and they weren't talking about people living in the sticks like I'd always thought. I was kind of taken aback by that belief, and I couldn't help it. My mind couldn't help it go to this right here. Number one. Number two, he actually enters into the tree. And it was drawn by someone that spoke Russian. And so, then it brought to mind the Fort Lewis incident.
How about all my incidents? How about thousands of other incidents? Come on.
Just kind of the way
be honest.
that I operate is to put it on the table and see if I can take it off the table.
You can't.
And if I can't take it off the table, then it stays on there.
That's right.
And if there's something that you can add to, then I do it. But there's something that is definitely, I'd say, non-human about a Bigfoot, at least in part.
Anything human about them.
I tell you, it's tough out here in the country trying to do one of these things, but these broadcasts. But if it's living in the woods, hand to mouth, and it weighs upwards of 1,000 pounds, which I know they do. And it's not eating what it would take 1,000-pound individual would have to eat if it had our metabolism. Then we couldn't eat enough to weigh that much. We could not sustain that kind of bulk. So there's something, another process at work.
The same process that makes a tree become large.
And so this is on the table for that very reason, that I know there has to be another process at work. If you go into those areas, you would lose weight, and you would become lean and maybe even gaunt,
turn into a stick,
trying to live off the land. You could survive, but you would not thrive. You would not be big and bulked out. Yeah, or nearly. You know, it's just we can't do that. Our metabolism is not set that way. So whatever process they have, maybe it involves something that it can process sugar or food or make sugar in the presence of light, and it doesn't necessarily have to eat what it would take us to maintain a huge bulky weight.
Yeah, because it lives off the life force.
Just a theory.
It's not just a theory.
Just something to think about.
Come on, man.
But my eyes are open.
It's very tough for you to tell the truth because you want to listen to it. Right?
And I'm paying attention. So, what is a Bigfoot? It's essentially, if you draw a block diagram, it's not us. We can tell more like what it's not, that or not, that it's not. than what it is. It's not us. And how it's able to process things to where it can survive and live and thrive and maintain bulk and mass in the Spartan areas of this country. We do not understand that. But maybe it's kind of dancing around in front of us. I am here. Oops. I'm not there. Went the wrong direction. I am here.
Yeah, I'm here too. Good job. Good job, APK. Integrity. What's going on, bud?
Crying.
Still yes. Facial. Good job, MK. I know it takes some courage and integrity to speak the truth in a community where most don't want most don't have, or they speak the truth where most don't have or want to hear anything that okay, that makes any sense. Integrity to speak the truth in the community where most want it. Am I saying that right? Don't want or want to hear anything that contradicts want nor want to hear anything that contradicts the official narrative of what Bigfoot is. God knows. Let's go to MK. I don't like it though. I told my son he's fascinated about this fight. Jonas, can you go to Jonas? Take that phone with you. You can call me. Yeah. Alright, so we'll do that here. Nobody pays attention to me. I went from having hundreds, thousands of views on videos to I have nothing. It's amazing how they destroyed my channel. Of course, I contributed to the destruction by presenting the truth. They just say a lot about. It's gotta be played. The Bigfoot. How's the phone? Are you calling Jonah? I would like to talk to my friend. How did I get you out of my own friend? Cut this off. My old friend and I. What does this mean that they'd have no comments all the time?